Hello and welcome back to Nanjing in China for CFS 2018 for CROSSFIRE. We started off with 16 teams from around the world, and across the last week we have whittled that down to 2. One team from Russia, ruLegends, one team from Brazil, Black Dragons. Now one huge best of 5. We're already one map in, and gents, the Black Dragons have been smashing it so far. A quick 10-2 victory on Mexico.
Yeah, a huge map to come out with. I mean, I think on Mexico, it kind of was just ruLegends over-assuming how well they were going to perform. I think Black Dragons caught them off guard, and they just didn't slow down at all. And I think that's really where ruLegends has to look at this next map as a map where they can't really necessarily go in assuming they're going to win, even if they're confident on it.
Yeah, I mean, going into this next map now, it's going to be very interesting to see how the playstyle continues to evolve for the Black Dragons. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to see such a very, in-your-face kind of playstyle on the attacking side for the Black Dragons, because surely ruLegends are going to be expecting that now. And if you try to do it again, I have a pretty good feeling that it's not going to work out nearly as well, especially obviously if we end up switching the sides and we end up with the Black Dragons starting on the defensive side. Well, you just can't end up getting that there. But even so, on the attacking side, it was them dictating the pace, and I think they're going to look to do the same thing, but just in a much slower fashion than we saw on that first map.
Well, as we take a look again at our two teams in their amazing boots here on this incredible stage, we saw before ruLegends. At the end of the last game, they were looking pretty down in the dumps. For now, definitely seem to be feeling a little bit better as we head into our second map of our big grand final. We're heading to Black Widow.
One map down, 4 to go, and it's Black Widow. That'll be the battlefield for our second map. The Black Dragons dominate on the opening map, and they will once again get to start on the attacking side. We'll see if they try to bring the same pace that we saw in Mexico to the table, and it's looking like it. Notsin's already out through mid. The trades are there this time, though. Vice is able to hold with a double kill, but ADRF will once again look to try and take control. It won't be so easy. Will now trying to control the pace from the top of the bridge as he moves himself into the A site, and he's found one kill. The second cannot be picked up, though, so it falls to Vienna to close out a 1v2.
And now ruLegends, their chance here for a pretty confident start if they could win this first round. It would be a huge step forward for them in this series, but right now Vienna looking to keep Black Dragons in the driver's seat here of this one. They've been so dominating so far in this series, but maybe we will see ruLegends start to rise here in map number 2. It is their pick. Black Dragons picking map number 1 of Mexico, where they did just completely steamroll here, but ruLegends, they're not out of the fight just yet. Vienna, though, trying to make a play over towards the A-bomb side here, potentially to catch them off guard. Both remaining ruLegends players are nowhere in sight here, going to be playing over towards that B-bomb site. Vienna, though, playing patiently here, making sure he checks all of these angles before he decides to go in for the plant. Smart decision-making here. Has to be careful, though, on the plant, not to get caught off guard, but ruLegends still gambling to stack this one towards B.
Well, he's made it into the site now. And again, we'll have to check every angle before he commits to the plant. Thankfully, due to the very fast-paced nature of Black Dragon's playstyle, they do leave Vienna plenty of time to pull off this clutch. Even better for him as well is the fact that very little damage has been done to Vienna at this point, considering the damage that he's already been able to return, or at least the damage that his teammates have been able to return on players like Excured. He'll go for a relatively open plant. Good vision onto the bridge. He'll jump down over closer towards the GR spawn to try and catch these guys off guard. He's taking a great spot. Problem is, it is going to trap him in position in the event we do see ruLegends not go past him. He moves in, though. An aggressive kill starts it off well, but that player, Excured, had already been injured. And now he's in a disadvantaged position. He's going to try to lurk back around over toward the ramp to get himself up, but no! Will be pushed out by Treek. And it's going to be ruLegends that'll start off with the lead. Just barely, though, as it comes down to a 1v1 clutch.
And that's the confidence boost they needed here. ruLegends struggling in map number 1, but off to the good start here in map number 2 now, as they do pick up the 1-0 lead to start us off. But still, it's far from over just yet. They have to go all the way through this map, take the win just to tie the series score. So still, ruLegends has to keep moving forward strong here if they want to keep this series on their side. Stray, though, already getting aggressive over towards the catwalk position. He has support, though, as well. And it looks like ruLegends may go for the counter push here out of catwalk. Meanwhile, Black Dragons, though, in a position where they could easily collapse here and try and answer back.
Well, they're going to be holding it top mid after they do throw a little bit of aggression towards A long to set up their number 2 player in position. It's going to be Will set up. Potentially find impact later in the round if we do see the Black Dragons decide to push forward from that point. Regardless, though, a lot of them are stuck in mid, and it's ruLegends that have now gotten aggressive in their own regard to try and shut some of these players down. They hold great positions on the inside of the bridge, and Danimal, along with quite a few of the other members from the Black Dragons that I'm sure are in mid, are none the wiser to this. In fact, one's going to walk right into the trap. Excuer finding an opening pick. Danimal there for the double kill trade, though, bringing Black Dragons right back into control. Vice tries to control it, but no, won't be happening. And we see Black Dragons take the lead in this round and bringing it down to a 3v2.
Danimal, just a great job there, sneaking out into the mid-double doors and catching them off guard. Getting the double kill trade was huge in this round, swinging back in their direction. Treek already down to half HP as well. Things not looking so good for ruLegends once again. This is a little bit too early to be in this kind of position to feel comfortable here. Vase looking to try and find his way over towards Treek, but Treek's already down and out, and Vase nowhere in sight here, not rotating quick enough. Has to go for the full retake position here over towards the A bomb site. He's going to be rotating, though, into the window, potentially to catch a plant here if he can, but he has to be careful. 3 players from Black Dragons already in position to answer to this one. And it's going to be Will who shuts things down, and once again, Black Dragons have the momentum back on their side, and this could be a chance for them to swing hard at the scoreboard once again to start off map number 2.
They're happy about that. They know they will have broken ruLegends' momentum very early on in this game with the 1-to-1 trade out. Now they have to try and go back to shutting them down with this early aggression. A lot of nades going to be bursted out early on here by the Black Dragons, and Treek knows it. You can see it over to his right side there. He knows the pressure may be boiling into mid afterwards, so we will fall back away from a more exposed position and allow BD to move in and take control. It's Danimal that moves forward this time. And while there is a trade from Stray, Knotson battles it right back. A 2-for-1 exchange goes in the favor of the Black Dragons, and they bring it down to a 4v3.
And once again, the early numbers going against them here for ruLegends in this round. They've got to be cautious on this one. Drace trying to find his way into a potential pick here, but still no luck just yet from any of these ruLegends players to pick one up. Vienna, though, looking for a pick on catwalk. Has to be careful. There is a player pushed up towards the mid-double doors. It's going to be Vase here trying to find a pick here. No luck just yet. The challenge, though, coming over towards Drace on the B-bomb site. Vase does find one on the lurk, but it's going to be Drace going down on the B-bomb site without much of a fight here. Did get a little bit of damage there onto Knotson, but Will shuts it off, and it's going to be ruLegends in a tight spot once again.
The plan onto the ground, and now Black Dragons in a good position once more to close out. But as you mentioned, HP disparity favoring the guys on ruLegends, but just slightly. Unfortunately for players like Vice, they're also going to be low. Knotson, though, at even lower HP, tries to take the battle in the open and will predictably fall. ADRF has had massive impact so far in this game. We'll find it once again, but only in a 1-for-1. So we'll go the distance down to another 1vx clutch to be able to close out this round. Will hides in plain sight. He knows that the bomb timer is already incredibly low. He's not going to be taking any unnecessary risks here, so he will hide behind the window stack. And now, no time really left. Treek immediately jumps on the defuse. Will, does he realize it? And he will be able to move in and stop that, giving the round over to the Black Dragons. Just barely, too. Had to be very close on that defuse.
And already we see Black Dragons back on top in this matchup. Things once again starting to fall apart for ruLegends. So many rounds, though, in this map, already fairly close and down to the wire. But when it comes down to it, Black Dragons, they have what it takes to get the job done here. ruLegends going for the aggressive play in mid once again. Last time around, Danimal did shut it down. We'll see if he can do it once again here.
Treek and the other members of ruLegends, they are still continuing to get aggressive. They're taking a page out of Black Dragons' book. They're bringing their own play style to them to try and throw the same amount of contention in their way. Treek's going to be jumping out. He'll try to play into mid. ADRF, I believe, gets the spot onto him. So Treek will be forced back. Led across the bridge and over on towards the A site. Once again, sit back and wait for Black Dragons to make the first play here, as they've also slowed things down comparatively for their first opening rounds of this map.
ruLegends, a nice A stack coming out. No picks just yet, though. Will in full control of A long, though, for Black Dragons, holding on to that barracks position, hoping he can find that opening pick here. He's been pretty successful so far in this half, finding the entries here for Black Dragons, but right now ruLegends, they're actually going to pull off and go for the push into mid once again here on the round, looking to try and find these players. Black Dragons already working their way over towards B. Vase has to back off, doesn't want to give up the opening pick here just yet. Has to try and bait them in as the rotations come through. Vienna, though, already able to find one. Once again, BD storm their way in towards the B bomb site. No frags going the way of ruLegends. It's a complete shutdown. Finally, Executor finds one, but that is all. Black Dragons steamroll another round onto the board, and it's going to be 3-1.
They continue to bring this incredibly fast-paced execute style to the table, and surprisingly, it continues to work. I'm amazed ruLegends haven't found the key to countering this yet, as it's so fast-paced, they just can't stop it. Knotson with a great lineup, gets himself a no-scope to open up the round. It's a headshot as well, taking down Drace.
And ruLegends, again, find themselves in such a tough position here. No luck in this half. Drace 0-5 so far. Things just not looking good for them on their defensive hold. Meanwhile, Treek trying to find a presence in mid here alongside Stray. Playing on the back of mid-ramp. Gets flashed out, though. Forced to pull back and play a bit safer here. But Black Dragons, across the board, the firepower has been unstoppable here in this matchup so far. Will and ADRF leading that front completely here. And they look to try and take this one over towards the A bomb side. ADRF, the man out in front here, looking for those entry frags. But right now, ruLegends, they've only got 2 players close by to try and respond and hold off this push.
So, Black Dragons are now going to go out towards long. There's not a great defensive setup here for ruLegends, and once more it's run over. Knotson and ADRF find the impact needed. ADRF almost getting caught off by Vice, though, having to be careful. Back over by the GR spawn. Quite a few members of ruLegends are going to be looking to retake, but they've got a pinch moving in for mid to Danimal with a nice lineup through the big doors, and he might find a second one, too, as it's down to Treek. He's been seen going under the bridge, and he will be taken out relatively quickly. It's another fast-paced round going the way of the Black Dragons. They look to take another very fast map here, already at 4-1.
Right now, it's just looking like a devastating match in front of ruLegends here. If they can't find a way to change the pace here, Black Dragons just controlling everything about these matchups so far. All of these engages, everything going their way. And right now, ruLegends, they have nothing to respond with. They need some sort of counter-aggression or at least some confident play on their posting on these bomb sites to have any answers here. Right now, though, nobody on ruLegends stepping up to the plate really besides Vase, who is 6-5, making at least a dent on the scoreboard here, but still, Black Dragons so strong on their controlling plays here. Skewer could run into trouble soon.
It's an incredibly small gesture given the way things have played out up until this point, though. And we need to see a whole lot more in terms of performance from that when players like Drace haven't gotten a single kill onto the board yet. For the Black Dragons, it's again a slow lead up to what I'm sure is going to be a very explosive execute on a probably A. They've left their options open. You can see we've got players like Vienna moving in to explore options past the water bridge. Actually looking at a B execute this time. I think can get past the box hall.
Black Dragons preparing for it. They need to be careful, though. Vase going to be trying to hold it off once again. Hasn't had too much success here. A few picks a couple rounds in, but right now ADRF, the big threat, going out in front once again. Drace close by for the support, but right now it's not going to matter. Vase holds on for just a moment longer, but Will comes through and the trades go in favor of Black Dragons just slightly, but they actually lose a lot of HP in the process. Treek comes back with Stray, and they start to clean this one up just a bit more. Will and Knotson now left in a 2-on-3, but 2 very capable players here for the side of Black Dragons. ruLegends needs to still be careful in the situation on the retake. They're going to be down, but the bomb's still not yet to be planted.
It's not going to be a straightforward retake either from the ruLegends roster. They already have a flank working against them. We're going to be seeing Skewer work his way back in over water. Knotson realized that this could be a possibility, though, so he's going to hold inside of the box hole. In fact, him and Will are both going to work their way to the outside to make sure they don't get cut off by this flank. Stray Helmet will be playing, but down below. He's going to look to try and take control of things from the bridge. He'll move in, pick up the first kill. It's down to Will, and finally, after 4 consecutive rounds, we do see ruLegends controlling one of those very explosive executes to pick up their first round.
And this could be a chance to start the shutdown here onto Black Dragons. Still a lot more success needed for ruLegends to have a comeback in this one. And just like that, it's already Treek down in mid to Vienna. And that's not what you want to see here if you're ruLegends. Just losing players left and right at the start of these rounds, not helping their case and bringing this match back into their favor. Drace still not on the board either. They need to find the answers quickly before it's too late.
Finds the opening pop, so a good start from him. And now it's time to build upon that. For the rest of the Black Dragons, we are going to be seeing their players stack up for a very decisive push at long. It's not going to be so easy, though. They do have Stray waiting over here on the porch to try and catch some of these guys and at least take a few of them down. But no, he's been spotted. Doesn't even realize ADRF goes for the push to counter him out. And now Black Dragons have a massive advantage in this round. A 5v3 with 0 damage taken by any of their members.
Now they are able to fall off and rotate here as well. ruLegends, they've got to find a pick quickly here. Otherwise, this round should surely be one for Black Dragons to hold on to here. They've got all of the openings they need to move in for execution here onto either bomb site, really, at this point. It's theirs for the taking right now, though we do see Vase getting a little bit aggressive here over towards B. ruLegends trying to collapse from B and mid and potentially find a pick out of it, but it's not going to happen. Black Dragons playing extremely patient. Executor, though, pushed up in mid here to try and support Drace from this position, but still, Executor has to back off. The push coming up the catwalk and from A long, and there's no answer inside here. Executor finds one, needs to get more done, but it's going to be 2 for 1 on the exchange there. Still nicely done from Executor to try and hold it off for just a moment longer, but Vase and Drace now left in a 2v3 here, still trying to hang on to this one. Vase, though, spotted under catwalk. Vienna, though, cannot connect on the Colt shot just yet. Drace close by from the window for support as well. Drace has to be the one to react here and make it happen, though.
Flashbang's going to be moving out as Drace does try to push out from the window. Works out as he gets some support from Vase. Will, though, immediately trades, and Drace will also be cut off, trying to push behind the generator. It's yet another round going by the way of Black Dragons, continuing to dominate. Halfway there to a second map now.
The pressure of the grand final could just be getting to ruLegends in this circumstance here. 10-2 on the first map, and now 5-2 already on map number 2. Things definitely slipping away from them, and Black Dragons continue the aggression forward, already storming their way into the B-bomb site. Vienna finds one, Danimal finds another, Danimal gets the double kill in mid. Executor finally trades it out, but it's not going to be enough. 4-on-2 situation now for the retake. Already ruLegends once again with their backs against the wall.
Executor and Treek gonna have to try and find some way to hold on, but they both walk directly into pre-held angles with the Black Dragons. They continue to control seemingly every single aspect of each of these rounds. Pre-execute, post-execute, and the execute itself constantly going into their favor. Even just the individual 1v1s that happenstance across the course of the round, they are winning every single one of them, and now have a massive lead once more over ruLegends at 6-2. 4 more rounds, and they'll already be at 2-0 in this series. We only just started it about 40 minutes ago.
Black Dragons looking to make history also with the fastest grand final potentially here. If they can make that a reality here, things just going completely in their way. ruLegends, they've got to find a way back into this before it's too late here. 3 maps to recover may not be enough, though, because Black Dragons, they show zero sign of slowing down here in this one. Every execute has been so methodical and so flawless in their favor that ruLegends, they have zero response. Drace, though, in this half, still 0-8. A huge hindrance to their potential success here. He needs to wake up and get that nervousness brushed off quickly if he wants to have any life in this match. Right now, though, Treek going to have to try and hold off this A bomb site all by himself. No support nearby. The rest of his team trying to collapse on mid, but there's 4 players already right in front of Treek. They can't find the shots, though. Treek still not able to find one just yet himself, but Stray swings in, grabs the double kill. Executor finds one, and finally they have some success on the flank here. A long, it's all down to Vienna. A 1v5, surely not at this point. ruLegends should be at least able to close the half with a 3rd round on the board here. Vienna, though, finds one. No HP to make it happen any further, and Treek does get round number 3 on the board here for ruLegends. A little bit better than what we saw in map number 1 to give them at least that bit of credit, but right now it's still not looking the best for ruLegends here.
As well, one of the first really one-sided rounds going in ruLegends' direction that we had seen throughout the course of this entire series. Even when ruLegends had won, they'd been relatively closely traded affairs where they just barely managed to squeak it out at the end of the round. This time, they finally shut down one of those aggressive hits as 3 players from Black Dragons really trying to force their way out through A long, and quite obviously does not end up going in their favor. We'll switch sides now, though. The Black Dragons get themselves on the defensive half. They'll be switching over to the global risk side of things, but they must now close out 4 additional rounds if they want to take control of this map.
And it's got to be a bit daunting as well. As you see across, they can see the enemy score on a big screen right in front of them. Their ruLegends has to stare at those 7 rounds that they have against them, or actually 6 rounds. I believe that's a wrong score on the board there on the arena scoreboard here, but still 6-3 as we go back into it at the half. Not quite as bad from ruLegends, but still not good enough yet either. They have to recover here in their second half. The blacklist side of the map tends to have a little bit of favor here on this map of Black Widow, though, so we'll see if they have what it takes to swing back and potentially take this one into a tied series. But right now, Black Dragons just edging them out when it comes down to the wire here and showing that they are still the team on top in this series with a bit more confidence in their play style.
It's an aggressive early push out into the open at long from ruLegends, but it doesn't seem to net them a whole lot. They pretty quickly pull most of those players back, and now we're going to have them stacked just on the outskirts of the B box hall leading into the site. Seems like this will be the route that they're going to choose to try and push into. ADRF, one of the top fraggers so far in this series for the Black Dragons, is going to be standing in the way of this, looking to try and prevent the execute.
Right now, Black Dragons, though, not really set up too well to hold off this B bomb site. A lot of pressure onto ADRF and Knotson, but two very deadly players in these close quarters battles, so still, they could be able to hold on to this one, but ruLegends, they don't seem too eager to take any battles just yet. They're going to rotate out into mid and potentially to throw a fake and then just head back B. Looks like exactly what they'll be doing here. They still want to try and force the play over towards the B bomb site, but Knotson and ADRF, two very strong players to hold on to this bomb site. We'll see if they can anchor it here, though, and make it happen. Black Dragons, a 7-3 start would be so big for them in moving this series forward. Stray gets the opener, but Knotson, he's still going to hang on to this one, finds one, but it's not going to be any more than that. ruLegends trading out nicely, and they do maintain control here of the B bomb site. Treek finds another as well. It's all down to Will and Vienna to try and hold on here for the retake.
It's going to be some time before we see that retake even being attempted due to Vienna going for a long flank. Will being held off pretty aggressively as well from the other side of the doors is not going to leave him much in terms of retake options. Other problem going to be for Vienna. He's going to have to immediately deal with someone on the inside of the pit. Oof, and immediately falls to that player. In the meantime, Will took a lot of damage. I believe wallbanged through the big doors into the site and made him easy to knock out when he finally recommitted to the site. ruLegends get off to a strong start on their own attacking side, and with just 2 more rounds, they'll find a tie point and a quick route to get back into this match.
And the last time they did play this half of Black Widow, it went 9-0 in their favor, so maybe ruLegends has the confidence to make this happen. After all, Black Dragons not looking quite as confident here on their defensive half, and right now the pressure already coming towards this A bomb site. Black Dragons starting to back up, but they do have players already funneling in and rotating in to control this A bomb site back if the execution does come. Vienna, though, the key player on this hold, has to find at least one, and he'll do exactly that. Goes down in the trade fire, but still, Will answers back with a big double kill. Danimal finds one as well, but Will makes it a triple kill, and just like that, Black Dragons take the control right back.
We talked about the clutch potential we could see from Will, and we've just seen it once again right there. It's been a little bit more quiet. He hasn't really been needed, to be completely honest, but steps up exactly when he is. He shows up big time now. Black Dragons 3 more rounds away from closing out the second map, and having a very definitive 2-0 lead into this series, taking what we believe as well to one of our ruLegends map picks.
Definitely not looking like a confident map pick here either, but when Black Dragons is playing every map so well, you really don't have a whole lot of solutions here other than to just adjust your play style and try and frag out. But right now, Black Dragons, every single player has stepped up here so far in the grand final and made this match exceedingly difficult for the likes of ruLegends to try and come back into it. They started off with such a good showing on map number 1, and it's looking equally confident here on map number 2 so far. Still 3 rounds away from victory here. ruLegends, they've got a chance to at least fight their way back, but it's still going to be a tough one to say the least. Black Dragons playing extremely patient here on the A bomb site. They do have a triple stack here over towards A. Will playing just outside of A long here, but ruLegends, they've got to frag out in this situation. They're already a man down here.
Well, for ruLegends, it's looking like we are going to see them push, or at least attempt to push their way out onto the bridge and then over to the A site, but it's not a definitive decision that's been made by them just yet. Remember, they're already down a player with Stray getting picked early on in the round. Black Dragons have the 5v4 advantage over them. They can't just throw themselves at the site and take a massive risk, considering just how definitive the 1v1 record seems to have been for both of these teams on this match. It's been incredibly one-sided leading into Black Dragons' favor. ruLegends need a safe execute option, and they don't seem to have found it just yet.
And now it is going to be Treek trying to sneak out into mid here, potentially to try and find a pick through the B doors onto this B bomb site position. Black Dragons, though, will they be ready for this sneak attack out of mid? Danimal, though, already watching the angle. Treek has to be careful. They've already spotted these players on the cross into B. They know exactly what's coming, and just like that, it's going to be shut down. ADRF finds one. He's going to be hunting for the other. Knotson finds one as well. Drace goes down, and things looking better and better for Black Dragons. So it's all down to Treek. Already a 1v5 situation. He's been lagged by the and now it's just about the finish here, and Knotson will indeed find it. Black Dragons continue to move forward, closer and closer to a map 2 completing in their favor, and it could be 10-4 if they're able to close it here.
So, a bit of a closer affair as Treek tries to close out the 1v4, but ultimately is unable to do so. He gets a very nice no-scope before going down, but it matters not at the end of the day. However, Vienna pushing out. Now they're just getting aggressive. Look at this, shutting them down on their execute. 3 kills already going in the favor of the Black Dragons here, leaving it just on Drace and Treek. We've got plenty of members of the Black Dragons roaming into the open. That could be trouble, though. They don't necessarily know where the last 2 players in ruLegends are yet. Drace obviously has been revealed now, but for Treek, they don't know where he's playing from just yet, and that could prove dangerous with the Black Dragons roaming so recklessly.
Black Dragons, though, still the man advantage, but it's taken away quite quickly there. Drace once again will step up here and find a pick, but it may not matter. ADRF takes down Treek. It's all on Drace, the 1v2 situation. Otherwise, it will be a 9th round on the board here for Black Dragons. The bomb out of his control as well makes this more difficult. It is going to be Will and ADRF trying to lock it down. ADRF already just outside of the box room here. The rotation's coming in as well. It's not going to happen. ADRF, once again being a high-impact player for his team, is going to put this one onto a map point here to decide Black Widow here. Black Dragons, 5 chances to close it out. Surely they'll be able to make this happen.
We'll have to see, of course, ruLegends up against the wall. Sometimes this is when they prove to be the most dangerous, and it's a good start for them. Treek from back over at the BL bridge. He's going to find an opening pick to knock out Vienna. A good start indeed for them. Damage is returned onto Drace, but no kill found just yet. Danimal still has that active presence in mid. He's already found 1 kill. Has he missed the second player? No, he goes back for him. And now he wants a third. He's got the nade to chuck out. Should do some decent damage, but he does get found right afterwards. ADRF, in the meanwhile, though, has found another kill, makes it a second, and has dropped the C4 onto the ground as we're put into another 1vx against RUL's favor. It's Face, though, already finding the first kill, but he can't put more than that together, and we do indeed see the Black Dragons definitively shut down a second map. They are absolutely destroying ruLegends here in this grand final and bringing an amazing performance, making CFS history as the first non-Chinese team, the first final without a Chinese team, and trying to make it as quick of a final as they can, seemingly.
We're back on the desk, and geez Louise, these are some quick games, aren't they, boys? Let's be real. 10-2 now, 10-4. Black Dragons coming out all guns blazing. Look, I predicted the Black Dragons would come out on top, but not in this form, not in this way.
It's been really incredible to see these guys just go completely to the next level and just decimate ruLegends so far. ADRF and Will just playing out of their minds in this matchup. ADRF, he was so shaky in the group stages, but now out of nowhere, he's just risen to the occasion and showing everything he's made of here. Meanwhile, ruLegends, they're looking worse and worse as this has gone on. They have nothing to piece together here, and it could just be too late at this point.
It's just the raw confidence that we're seeing out of these players on the Brazilian team, on Black Dragons' side, as they're constantly pushing out. It doesn't matter if it's Blacklist or Global Risk, especially on that most recent map. But their Global Risk side, as we got into some of the last rounds, they didn't seem to care. They were pushing into the A long angles, trying to directly contest their push. They were pushing right out into mid from the bridge and taking control of everything there. And it was working almost every single time as well. ruLegends just can't seem to control any part of the map, regardless of what side they're on.
It feels to me like the Black Dragons are playing this not like the grand final. It's how I always want a team to play a grand final, but they never do. You never see a team come out like this. You never see them playing this style. Normally they're safe, they're careful, they don't want to lose. In this occasion, they're out to win. Black Dragons are playing like winners. They're playing how I've always wanted to see a team play a grand final. And to be honest, in terms of play style, they're not really showing any respect to ruLegends at all.
I think that's what they really needed to do here, though. ruLegends, if you show them respect, they actually just abuse it, and we could have seen some sort of situation, sort of what happened to INTZ against SV, where the teams are able to come back, they get that confidence, and then they find a way back into it. But Black Dragons, when they're in the lead, they don't let that happen. They just shut it down completely and keep themselves on top, exactly what they need to do here against this team.
An incredibly momentum-based team, Blue, and we talked about all week long, again, how CROSSFIRE can be a momentum-based game, and when you take a team like Black Dragons and give the momentum in the way that they've been given, I suppose, in the way that they've taken it here, they're almost unstoppable.
Yeah, Black Dragons are playing that momentum game to its fullest extent right now. And we can see that once again as Will also showed up in this one. ADRF continued his good performance in the first map, but it was Will who was definitively closing out some of those closer rounds and even had himself a very, very close clutch as well when one round was going a little bit more poorly for the Black Dragons roster.
Yeah, well, you spoke about Will at the top of the match and you said, look, this is the guy to watch out for. It seems like ruLegends are not watching out for him at all. We're 2 maps into this big best of 5. Is the next map going to be the decider, or are ruLegends going to be able to bring this back? We're heading to Ankara right after this break.